Hey guys, how we going? Oh man, Doctor Strange. 2 secs, let me fix that up. I was playing a different game last night. Um, yeah, new Doctor Strange's been released. Sorcerer Supreme. He is looking really strong. As usual, I'll start from the top and work my way to the bottom, and I'll give you my thoughts as I'm moving along. And I've also got some tactics cards on the end of this that have been spoiled as well. So, 6 health, that's a big plus. Medium base and a medium mover, I think, is what the current consensus is from the pictures. Size 2, 5 threat. That's good. If he's medium base, medium mover, that's really good. That's kind of like above curve. If he's small base, medium mover, same as Scarlet Witch, is slightly below curve for a 5 threat, but it's definitely, like, it's fine. As long as he moves medium, right? Like, we haven't got a small mover again, right? 3 defense, 3 energy, 5 mystic. So, seems low. He does have some things going for him, but you are correct in thinking that the 3 physical and 3 mystic is not very good. So, definitely one to watch out for, especially in the physical department. You need to be really careful with him there. So he's definitely going to need a bodyguard with him. Starting with his attacks, with the Baleful Bolts of Balthak. Range 3, 5 dice mystic. Gain power equal to damage dealt with a Wild Pierce. Strong. Really good. We've seen this with Blade currently, except for its range 2. It's nice. Has good range, good burst damage potential. Really top tier. Next up, we've got the Deadly Daggers of Davroth. Range 5, 6 dice, 1 power. That is probably what you're going to be spamming every turn. I don't know if you're going to be going for his top attack unless you need power. Because of this next line here. Before choosing a target, this character chooses whether this attack type is physical, energy, or mystic. Now, usually this is choose between physical and energy, right? But this one, now we add mystic to it, this guy here is just going to be an absolute monster. He's going to put his 6 dice into whichever character, like whatever your defense is the worst at. And that is just absolutely brutal. And if it deals damage, you gain poison, which means that moving forward, if you're a 1 power per turn character, you're now a 0 power per turn character. So if he only deals like 1 damage, or like if he mucks up and only does like, has a bad roll, it's auto. Oh, it's not auto. It needs to do 1 damage. So if he does 1 damage at least, which on 6 dice you'd assume he would, there's that poison, which makes it so that even though he's only done low damage, it's still going to be annoying. That's what I assume people will be spamming. Range 5 on a medium base it's pretty hard to get out of. I saw this guy on stream last night, and I had some guys in there like Carnage Rules and Creeping Foliage and stuff. I was considering doing the review last night, but that was like 3 a.m. and it's now 8 a.m. So here we are. Shining Circle of the Seraphim. This is his area 2, 7 dice, 6 power attack. I haven't been massively impressed with these big area attacks they've been doing. I haven't seen anyone that particularly has one that's like really worth dropping the spender on. This is kind of cool, and there'll be times where you do this, okay? But it's not going to be... It's not like a must. I don't feel like this... This doesn't feel like a 6 power attack to me. It's just... I think it's just because it's Mystic, right? Allied characters in range do not suffer damage from his attack. That's great. Cool. Usually it's only like 1 character there anyway. Maybe 2 if you've like got a really clustered up fight. Wild Cleanse. After each attack is resolved, remove 1 special condition from this character and each allied character within 2. So if you happen to hit multiple enemies, you can remove multiple conditions. So that's big thumbs up, right? As long as there's a wild in each one of them. And Wild Shield. After each attack is resolved, Remove 1 wound from this character and each ally character within 2 of it. That last part is probably why it costs 6. The fact that it's after each attack is resolved it can be kind of nasty, especially when you pair it, like let's say this first superpower here, your Doctor Strange has been smashed, he's taken 6 damage plus whatever else he's built up on his own turn. He's got 10 power. You can open it up or potentially hold him till mid-turn to do a teleport into this attack. Not bad. Or let's say you live on 1. Teleport him in, start removing wounds. That's pretty good. Scalpel of Strange, 4 power. Choose this character or a character within 2 and place it within 3 of its current position. Can only be placed by a superpower once per turn. That's actually insane. So there's no objective caveat on that. So you can be the objective holder and get teleported by this. So herbs, for example, serious game there, really powerful. He's also a medium base. So medium base teleport 3 is like, we've seen it before, Lockjaw. It's a long distance, right? You are threatening objectives on the first turn. Really, really, really nutty. So, and being 4 power means basically he can't do it in the power phase. So in the first power phase, because the next thing says chosen of the Vishanti, during the power phase, this character gains 2 additional power. So he gets 3 power per turn, okay? So first turn, you can't do this. Specific factions, he can do this. Avengers, Dormammu, Inhumans can transfer in power, so he can do it. So there's a few affiliations that he is a threat from turn 1. Inhumans in particular could be interesting as well, unless you want to take advanced R&D in the other 2 affiliations, because they'd be able to pitch, pass 2 power to him. So that he can teleport and do the Deadly Daggers of Daviroth, that range 5, 6 dice attack on first turn. So his threat range then would be like range 9. Like, good luck getting... that's like your home gamma. That's like, I'm safe, guys. Nothing bad should happen to me back here. And once you're dead. So, that's interesting. It kind of gets a bit nutty as well, because this guy is going to be flushed with power, right? Because if you don't do his big spender attack and you don't use his teleport, the next turn you're going to have 6 power. Turn after that you're going to have 9 power. That's if you don't take any damage, right? You've also got a builder with Pierce on it. So there's a very good chance that you could generate 2 to 3 to 4 power off that as well. So he's going to be very flush with power, which is important because there's a convocation card coming out where he can use this twice in a turn, even though it says once per turn. So you could teleport your Strange range 6 plus a medium base. So it's range 7 basically. Eye of the Agamotto, we've seen this one before. This character can modify and reroll dice results. This character may reroll all of its attack or defense dice once per attack. The old Doctor Strange has this. This is unbelievable. This makes this character so consistent, and it doesn't seem like it because you pick up all your dice to reroll. Trust me, it does. I've been using my Strange a lot on stream lately. Feel free to go watch those videos. Strange, because of this superpower, can feel ultra consistent because you are just constantly hunting for average or above average. So his dice rolls always sit in that area, above average or average. Okay, whereas other characters, they have the highs and lows, right? Strange does not. Mystic Armor of Strange. When this character is defending against a energy or a mystic attack, for each wild in a defense roll, it may change one of the attacker's crits, wilds, or hit results to a blank. This character gains 1 power for each die changed in this way, and he has flight. That is really good. You do not want to be hitting this guy with Mystic at all, because 1, you're going to power him up. 2, you're probably not going to do much, because if he gets 1 or 2 wilds, that's it. Like, he gets +2 defense, you get -2 attacks, and he gets +2 power. So probably a good thing that you can't run 2 Doctor Strangers, because the last thing you want to have is this guy getting more defense dice. think Cable can hand out defense dice. So yeah, like if you brought this guy into X-Men or something like that, Cable could kind of be like an interesting thing to put these two next to each other. So that's kind of interesting. And then you got 2 range 5 monsters as well. So that's got some legs, I think. And X-Men also gives you the range 1, place yourself within 1 teleport like Medusa. So you get some more teleport shenanigans. So that's kind of interesting. His injured side is exactly the same, guys. Don't need to go through it. Identical stats. Just take the card, flip it. Identical. So that's great. No lower health, no higher health. Nothing to worry about. All in all, very impressed. I think his middle attack is really, really, really above curve, and I'm happy they put a power cost on that. If they didn't put a power cost on that, it'd be absolutely insane. The Baleful, his builder, his power builder, really good. Range 3, happy to see that. With a Pierce, really great. Doesn't have any rerolls, or it does actually have rerolls, so yeah, watch out for that. He can just reroll the entire attack, so it's going to feel very, very, very consistent. So don't be shocked if you look across the table when you see this guy and he is sitting on 5, 6, 7 power a turn every turn, because he starts with 3, right? And it's not going to be difficult for him to get further than that. The area attack is good. The fact that there's the after each attack is resolved on both of those wild conditions, that feels like a 6 power attack, to be honest with you. The only thing that I think is a downside to this is that if you have priority and you want to activate him first and he hasn't taken the damage, it's kind of wasted unless there's conditions around. So if he doesn't have damage and you're a priority list because he's a 5 threat, so there's a chance that you are going to be moving first or attacking first. Most of that shining circle of Seraphim is blank, right? It doesn't do anything. So that kind of is a bit because if you compare other attacks like this, Medusa, her area attack, you can reposition every single enemy character that's hit within one of her. So she can pull entire teams off of points and position them behind her or whatever. So yeah, I feel like that could have been slightly stronger. But in the context of the card, I understand, because it's 7 dice, he can Eye of Agamotto every single one of those rolls. So that 7 is going to be fairly decent. You're not going to see one of these 7 dice attack that does 2, because he has to roll that twice, and the odds of that happening are low. So you're probably going to see at least 4 damage on each one of these areas. Good chance hitting the wild, good chance hitting the wild shield. So all in all, very, very, very powerful. So we have some Convocation Tactics cards being spoiled, and to be honest, these guys' Tactics cards are looking great. They are going to have, they basically just flushed with options at this point. So I'm really keen to see this second side of the leadership to see exactly what is going to be available to them. So we have the Wand of Watum. So I won't go through the attack. I'll go through the bottom, then I'll come back to the attack. So a Convocation character may spend 2 power during its activation to play this card. So you can't play it on a different turn, okay? It's not one of these tactics cards where it's like I activate Doctor Strange and Ancient One plays this card. Has to be active, okay? Choose one of the following effects. This character may use the Elemental Blast attack listed above once this activation, which that is a range 5, 7 dice energy with a wild Elemental Blast. After this attack is resolved, the target gains the Incinerate, Shock, and Slow condition. That is absolutely savage. That Incinerate, I would have been happy with 2 of those, okay? Any 2 of those. I don't care which 2, just give me 2. All 3 of them, that is crushing. You hit the right character with that. You hit a Corvus with that. You hit any type of attrition style character except MODOK, by the way, and they are crippled, honest to God. And they hate all 3 of those. The only thing an attrition character doesn't particularly care about is Incinerate, but the Shock and Slow is minus attack dice, and their movement is absolutely shot. So that's pretty nutty. By the way, guys, just comment down below if you think the new Strange is going to be one of the, if he's going to be affiliated with Midnight Suns, because we have seen before with like Captain America's and stuff like that, where they both count under the same alias. So it's just Captain America, and then you choose which one you want. So we have two Strangers now, although this one's called Sorcerer Supreme, so it wouldn't shock me if he is under an entirely different thing. But if he's under Midnight Suns, that's crazy, because now you have a range 3 teleport for Blade. Because Blade just lacks a delivery platform. Most games, you have to kind of just make it happen yourself. If Blade had a delivery platform, and he's got that Strange backing him up, that's kind of terrifying, to be honest. And that Strange gets a range 1 teleport as well, so crazy. So, sorry, back to the card. This character may reroll 2 dice in its defense rolls this round. That's amazing. That's a batten down the hatches. I'm about to get smashed, pay 2 power. As long as you can activate, right? You can't do it in the power phase. You can't do it as before the player with priority goes. So that's pretty good. So you can activate it, put yourself in a kind of semi-compromising position with the Strange, for example, who he has okay defense dice, but he has a really powerful effect on his defense dice. And then you play this to back it up and go, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to survive this, but I'm just going to batten down the hatches so I don't get absolutely pumped. This character may use a superpower that is normally limited to once per round, once per turn, a second time, paying all costs as normal. That's what I'm talking about. So Strange can double teleport himself. So range 3, medium base, range 3, medium base. So he can cover serious ground without using actions. It's 2 power as well. So let me just paint you a picture. We're playing herbs. Doctor Strange walks up at the end of his turn, picks up the herb. Let's say you have priority for whatever reason. He now has an extra dice for his 6 dice attack. It's now 7 dice attack. Energy, mystic, or physical, whatever he wants it to be, okay? He then does a single medium move. And by the way, he has 2 power left at the end of that first turn. So he does a single medium move, which is already a long distance because he looks like he's a medium base. He then blips within 3, pays 2 power, blips within 3. If he's Midnight Suns, he blips 1 again. That is potentially a turn 2 herb in home base. So he's like that's a serious objective runner here. You know, he's got to have a lot of power for it, which is possible, but there's a good chance that he'll probably be able to do it if you feed it to him in some way, shape, or form, or he gets attacked. If you put him up there early and the enemy decides to attack him once or twice, that's a big mistake because he'll be able to do this. So that's kind of crazy. If this Strange was in Inhumans and he had characters feeding him power on that side of the board, and then a Lockjaw to teleport him another 3, that's kind of nuts. The Book of Cagliostro, I think it is. Convocation, active, choose a convocation character, so it can't be any of your filler characters. The chosen character and 2 other characters and 3 of it may spend 2 power each to play this card. This reminds me of the previous Doctor Strange card. The fact that you have to have 2 other characters within 3 pay 2 to play this means 1, it's going to be powerful, 2, it's difficult. It's difficult to play because if you don't have priority, remove the activated tick from the chosen character. Yeah, it's powerful. Understatement. So this would cost technically 6 power from your team to play, but activate again. It doesn't say that the activated tick gets removed from a convocation character. Oh, it does. Choose it. Yeah, it has to be a convocation character. So that's how it balanced it. Unlike Red Skull's one. The Red Skull's one can potentially do damage. This one has no downside. During the cleanup phase, you may discard 2 Team Tactics cards. If you do, return this card to your available Team Tactics cards. May be played again this game. Whew, boy, that's good. There's times where you just like, look, these two are nice, but I'm only playing them because I can. Let's just dump them and let's do another big activation turn. That is absolutely savage. That's really powerful. Ironbound Books of Shuma Gorath. The Doctor Strange, the convocation cards have the most ridiculous names. A convocation character may spend 2 power to play this in the power phase. So it has to be very, very start of each turn. This round, when an enemy targets an allied character with a physical attack, you may choose to change the attack type to Mystic. There's no range on that. That's board wide. That's insane. Just any of the convocation characters spend 2 power and you may make it Mystic. They all have unbelievable Mystic defense. You know, Ancient One has Martial Artist and can reroll 2 defense dice on all of her defense. So obviously I don't think her Martial Arts counts for Mystic, but she still rerolls 2 and has 4 defense dice or 5 defense dice there or something. With Strange, 5 defense dice. If he rolls a wild, he changes one of yours to a blank and he gets a power. Wow. That's basically an auto include. I don't see any time that you wouldn't play that. What's the rest of the card say? When an allied character is KO'd after the effect is resolved, you may return this card to... Whoo, boy. You get to play this more than once. So they get to batten down the hatches once, and then when you finally kill one, it comes back. You don't even need to pay power to come and bring it back. You just immediately pay power on the next turn and batten down the hatches again. I think this one, and potentially... This one has some narrow attrition shaped vibes to it. So if you're playing like Gamma or Demons, I think you would play this. And I think that you would consider this one as well. So they actually have 3 cards. So they actually might just go straight up. Maybe 1 restricted card. Possibly 2 restricted and 3 of these. Or one restricted Bitter Rivals and 3 of these. Or something like that. So that's kind of nutty. That's just like one of the first times we've seen that you can bring cards back. I know it's in the game already, but it's on crap cards. That's crazy. That's actually really, really, really good. Really impressed with these guys. Let me know what you think, guys. Comment down below. Make sure you like the video. If you like me doing this kind of stuff more. If you like me putting the tactics cards that get swirled on the back end of the videos for these characters, yeah, let me know if you're happy with that as well. So, yeah, without further ado, peace out.